Promise you I'll cut this off. People get married, they get in relationships for sex.
I cannot be out here talking about sex. These are the kind of things you cannot teach people.
Which one?
Which one?
Sorry again?
Sorry again? Roll it. In life, you're eventually going to be by yourself and no one else will be true to you. What's your take on that?
When we are in great trouble, we call a friend, we ask them for help. Moments like this, we get to know who our real friends are. I need X amount of money. Could you help me with that? I really need it. I come up with these excuses.
If you would have asked earlier.
Nothing would have happened if you asked earlier. When you are happy, when you're laughing, the whole world's going to be there with you to laugh with you. But when you're really sad, you have nobody except your own shadow. No one's going to be there to support you. Your friends, your family, your husband, your wife, your kids, your mother, your father. On a great day, you will have all of them. I'm talking about things that require a lot more effort. Now that is when you realize that you're going to be by yourself.
There will be days that I am going to be on my lowest. I know there will be nobody. People struggle to have friends because friendship is confused with connections, with favors. I've seen a lot of copy and paste people. Everybody wants to be like someone else. If you try to copy, you're going to attract friends that are not actually friends. All these people that were with you are just there for a reason. This person you portrayed to be.
And no one wants to be part of your problem. They have their own battles. They don't want to be fighting their battles and ours as well.
If it does them a favor, someone is going to help fight your battles. When things go south, there will be nobody.
Kids feel parents are going to be there unconditionally. I personally think that when things get really ugly, even they won't be there.
We are all going to be judged for our own sins. So I don't think anybody is going to be there.
People are scared to be alone. People get married, get into relationships, make friends.
So that they don't want to be alone.
People are scared to be by themselves. They probably don't realize the difference between being lonely and being alone. This is called that some people are miserably lonely and others are majestically alone.
So what's the difference between alone and lonely?
And if I leave the chair right now, you're going to be alone. But lonely is when you're unhappy being by yourself. Most people these days think that if they're alone, they'll be lonely. If they need a wife, the husband, the father, the mother, the friends, cousin, celebrity, movie to make them happy, then they would always need to rely on this. If they're happy by themselves, you can put them on a chair, paint the wall, sit there and watch it dry. He's going to sit there and watch it dry because he has no problem spending time with himself. When you have people around you, they're always there to cheer you up. People who surround are only there because they need something out of them. The moment that stops, they will leave as well. Not knowing this, he or she would keep these people around them to give you a thumbs up and saying, that's fine, you did good. One of the reasons why people have family is because you want to share your success with somebody. You're talking about validation there.
Wait, is that why you think people make families?
I've met way too many people who say, I'm getting married so that when I get back from work, I have someone to spend time with, go out with. Basically linking to not being lonely. So when a person gets a promotion at work, he wants to post it online, tell his wife, call his parents and say that he made it big. People get married, they get in relationships. It's either for or being lonely or for sex. Along with that, women wanting security, men wanting someone to care for them. Sex and food, which one do you think a man would want first?
I was raised different. I cannot be out here talking about sex.
So what I'm trying to say is you could have so many emotions. Eventually, there are certain emotions that take over. Hunger would take over a lot of emotions. You get angry when you're hungry. Selfishness and self-love. I've had someone tell me that every time you use the word selfish, in reality, I know that you mean self-love. I said, no, I do mean selfish. I don't see it as a negative word, even though in the English language, it might be considered as one. In order to be happy, it is important to prioritize yourself ahead of everyone else. When you're hungry, you eat. All you care about is yourself.
When you're in a flight and then they are giving instructions and they say, when the oxygen max drops, help yourself first and then help the person next to you. Would they call that selfish?
Now that sounds selfish, right? But nobody talks about that as selfish. In reality, what you're doing is you're helping yourself so you will be capable enough to help others. That amount of selfishness is required for you to be happy. People see this as a selfish act. They try not to do it in pursuit. They make others happy and they forget about making themselves happy.
People pleaser.
People pleaser, you do whatever they want to. Make people happy, but in return, what you do is you say no to yourself. In reality, you should be saying yes to yourself and no to others.
Secret to happiness is being selfish.
Talking about people pleaser, how do I say no to financial help? Imagine you and your colleague. You both make the same amount of money. 5 months down the lane, one person has managed to save and invest, other person has not managed to do any of that. This person falls short of cash, is asking the other one for money. Should he give? It's not his fault that the other one decided not to save and invest. He didn't have the financial discipline. How many people are able to say no? The people pleaser in them that don't want to say no.
You can have a whole conversation about this, but it all comes down to a point. These are the kind of things you cannot teach people.
Let's wrap up, though.
Let's wrap up. That's it, man.
Thank you, man.
Cheers. Have a good one. That's it. Done and dusted.